Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and it is Top 5 Thursday. So for this Top 5, I decided to have a little bit of fun. So this Top 5 Thursday is going to be who are the top 5 MCOC champs who deserve their own movie in the MCU or television series, whatever. Now, on this list, I don't take into anyone who A, has already had a movie, B, who has had kind of a larger role in a movie, so someone like Scarlet Witch or, that sort of thing, or Killmonger. So these are just champions who I think should be in the MCU in one way or another, whether it be as, a series on Disney Plus or Hulu, or in a MCU film. So let's get the party started with the #1 spot, which is Sentry and Void, because this movie could be epic. I mean, Sentry and Void, they are obviously kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type deal, right? Right. So the story that they could put off with this could be so big and so great, and it could tie into a lot of different things as well, especially having Sentry tie in with numerous characters who are already in the MCU. Now, with that being said, who would be the best person to play Sentry and Void? Obviously, the correct answer is Keanu Reeves. I mean, Keanu Reeves, we already know, has the chops to play just about any role, and adding him into the MCU would be amazing. He's already known for many films, including some of my favorites, aka John Wick. So he is such a badass in those movies. He could really play a good Sentry and Void. And hey, he could probably do our boy Sentry justice, since, Sentry is kind of, meh in the game, right? And he has the power of a million suns. So hopefully, if they would ever make a movie about Sentry and Void, please cast Keanu Reeves as the lead role, because I think he could really knock that out of the park. I'm just saying. The #2 spot on this list belongs to my girl, Gwenpool. Yes, we need a Gwenpool standalone movie. Think about it. We could have like a buddy cop type comedy to go along with Deadpool. How awesome would that be? Introduce her in, in one of the Deadpool movies that is up and coming. Who knows? But Gwenpool could be another one of those kind of like buddy cop comedy type situations, or another movie very similar to Deadpool's. Because, I mean, she's just so great in the comics, and she could be even better in the MCU. Even if she's not in a film version, she could totally be in, like, a Disney Plus series. Or, well, maybe a Hulu series, since, isn't Disney Plus supposed to be more family friendly? And, well, Gwenpool's not exactly the most, family friendly character. So with that being said, who would be the best person to play our little Pretty in Pink? Well, I personally think Abigail Breslin, would make a great Gwenpool. So for those of you who don't know, Abigail Breslin was the younger sister in Zombieland, and she's been in some other films as well. But I really think that she could make Gwenpool the character who we all know and love from the comics, and she could really make her stand out, much like Ryan Reynolds made, Deadpool stand out, right? We all know Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool, and we like to forget about his little, Green Lantern movie, right? Like, what is that? But I really think that Abigail Breslin, not only does she kind of look the part, but she could also play the part as well, because she's played a variety of different characters growing up in different movies. So I think putting her in the MCU as Gwenpool in a movie, or even as a series on Hulu, would be really fun for Kevin Feige. Psst, Kevin Feige, please do it. The #3 spot belongs to Aegon. Think about it. Aegon is practically a clean slate. Now, I know he is an MCOC, a kabam creation, but some of the kabam creations are already being incorporated into the Marvel comics now as we speak, such as Guillotine and Morningstar. So who's to say why Aegon couldn't be incorporated in? They could give him a totally cool backstory. It doesn't necessarily have to be the one from the game, but they could totally add that in and bring Karina in along with it. So, I mean, I think it could be a really cool, kind of almost like Gladiator esque movie that goes along with it as to what they could do with it, and then tying him into making him who knows what, maybe bringing him into the Avengers or something like that. You never really know what they could do, because this is essentially a clean slate for Marvel to kind of take over and build in the MCU. So who would be the best person to play our masked one-armed man? Hector? No. I mean, Hector was great, but Hector's not an actor. So I actually think that this dude, Christopher, and I am gonna butcher his last name, so I'm not even gonna pronounce it, but you guys know him as Tormund from Game of Thrones. This guy I think would be so fun. Now, we don't really know how much of a personality Aegon has, and that's the brilliance of this, is because I'm gonna call him Tormund, but Christopher or Tormund could really bring some fighting, because we all know he can in Game of Thrones. Plus, he's also supposedly rumored to be in season 2 of The Witcher. And also he could bring in the comic relief, because I mean, he was great in Game of Thrones, right? He loved the big lady, as he called her. But I think he would make an amazing Aegon. I would love to see him added. If they would ever make an Aegon movie, please cast Christopher, aka Tormund, because that's what I'm going to refer to him as from now on, as Aegon, as the lead, because he would just be so fun. The number 4 spot belongs to my girl, Black Widow Clairvoyant. And you're like, Katy, we've already got a Black Widow movie. Well, we do, but not this Black Widow, because Black Widow Clairvoyant is not the same as Black Widow Natasha Romanoff or Yelena Belova. So Black Widow Clairvoyant actually got her powers because she was actually obviously a clairvoyant or a medium, and she had a little bit of a kind of breakdown, right? And she basically traded her soul type deal with the devil in order to bring souls back to hell, unjust souls, or souls of criminals, souls of evildoers, that sort of thing. So I think she could have a really cool backstory. Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios could really do something great with her. They could make it very dark, because as it should be. And I think they could really do something neat here. Now, I'm not sure who they would get to play some of the other people along with it, because Clairvoyant is really not, she's known more for the golden age of comics. So I think bringing someone like the deep cut, like Clairvoyant, into the MCU would be a huge step in the right direction for Marvel Studios. I think it'd be epic, because it would get a lot of like the OG comic readers really excited some more about how the steps in which, the studio is headed. So who do I think should play Black Widow Clairvoyant? Honestly, I think Chloe Grace Moretz, I think is how you say her name. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, but you guys already know this. I think she could make a great Black Widow Clairvoyant. Now, most of you may know her from the movie Kick-Ass, so she was Hit Girl. So we already know that she does have, much like Keanu Reeves, the chops to play a role like this. And I think she does kind of look the part of Clairvoyant. So I think she could do pretty well here. I would really love to see a Black Widow Clairvoyant standalone movie. The number 4 spot belongs to Namor. Yes, the King of Atlantis. So Namor has tie-ins with a large number of the MCU characters. Now, he was already kind of hinted at in Endgame with the earthquake in the ocean off the coast of South Africa. They hinted at that, and he was supposedly rumored to be in Black Panther 2, but with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, we don't know if that's actually in the process yet or not. So, but a Namor film would be epic. So, who would be the best person to play Namor? John Cena? I know I said that, but after thinking a lot about it, honestly, I think that this guy, Wes Bentley, would make a great Namor. Like, I mean, he already looks the part. He's been in American Beauty. He's also in the show Yellowstone on AMC, I believe, or TNT, one of those networks. It's also on, I think, Netflix now. But he could really do this role justice. I mean, he already looks the part of the King of Atlantis, so why not add him in? And what's a countdown without an honorable mention? So this honorable mention goes to the Ragin' Cajun Gambit. And I know what you're thinking, but Katy, he was already slated to have a movie. Yeah, he was, and it was canceled. So that is why he is an honorable mention, because Gambit is a really cool character in the comics, and I really think Marvel kind of made a mistake in canceling that movie. Although maybe it was for the best, because Channing Tatum was supposed to play Gambit, but who knows? So who would be the best person to play our Ragin' Cajun? Well, if you guys don't know, and I can put a link to the video in the description of this video, there is actually a 20-minute kind of teaser movie with this guy here, Nick Bateman. So it's a 20-minute Gambit movie, and he actually does Gambit pretty well. So I think if Marvel Studios would incorporate him, if they actually did ever go forward with a Gambit movie, I think it could be really cool. Now, don't pay attention to the other actors in the movie. The Rogue is terrible. So they would obviously need a better Rogue, but this isn't who's gonna the best to play Rogue. But I really think he could do well as Gambit in a big budget Marvel movie, or even in a series. But anyways, guys, that's all that I got. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think are the top 5 MCOC characters who deserve their own MCU movie or television series? Do you agree with my choices, or am I missing some? What actors and actresses would you pick to play them? Let me know in the comments below, and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and hit me up in the Discord chat. Thanks, guys. Bye.